gotta go. Here we go.
All right. Shelby brought us in. That man knows his stuff right there. Don't know if y'all familiar with him or not, but I think he's pretty funny. Always liked this show. I thought it was pretty good. Looks like we got a pretty good bunch in here tonight. Glenn Anderson was first again. Appreciate it, Glenn. My man. All right. Of course, we got the Biggs Prep and Biggs Prep Homestead Kitchen. Appreciate you being here. That was an awesome freezer clean out. You're digging stuff out of there. Looks like it's been in there for a while. Looks like my Iowa crowd's in the house here tonight too. Yeah, appreciate that, folks.
Brother Phillips here.
Who else we got here? We got Lynn Stalker. Yeah, all right. He wants to say hello to everyone. Michael Obrin is with us. Yep, thanks, Michael, from Central Florida. Let me ask you, have you seen anything particular going on as far as maybe some kind of military action? We have a Army Reserve base close by, and it was full again this weekend. They usually meet over there on the last weekend of the month, but they were back this weekend, which is very unusual. And I've seen several military helicopters this week. I don't know if that means anything, if they're just, practicing or whatever, but maybe that situation with the balloon had something to do with that. Comfortably Numb's with us. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. My man David's in the house. Scottish Urban Prepper. That's my man right there. Down below, you'll see a couple of suggestions that I'm posting for you folks to go visit. Hopefully you'll check these people out. They got some great channels up there that give you some great ideas. Chris Barnett, ask you who's running the U.S. Well, I know who ain't running it. Exactly. We're going to get into that in just a few minutes. Looks to me like the intelligence community is running this place.
Chris said fighter jets are training hard in his area, but I don't know where that area is. Where are you from, Chris?
Yeah, Chris, where are you, bud? I know if you guys know Dave over at Southern Prepper 1, he had some Apaches, had a flight of Apaches go over his property a couple of times this weekend, which is, I don't know, maybe it's, like I said, maybe it had something to do with the balloon. He is in South Carolina, so maybe that had something to do with it. Fluffy's with us. Hello, how are you? All right. Appreciate you folks being with us. The radio man's in the house. Oh, he got his tomahawk today. If you guys didn't get a chance, go over to my channel and check out the video I posted. I think it was on Thursday. No, maybe it was Saturday. Anyway, I recommended a couple of items that you need to have in your preps, and one of them was a tomahawk. A lot of people don't realize what you can do with one of those. It's amazing. But they are a great piece of equipment. Go over there and check that out. It's basically just edge tools is what I called it. So go over there and check that out. I'd greatly appreciate it.
Michael said he saw Blackhawks over the weekend, and Chris is in northern Mississippi.
Northern Mississippi. All right. Yeah. Hopefully all of this was just over, Joe's balloon situation, which was a damn joke. But we'll get into that in just a few minutes. I've been watching a couple of I watch other channels on top of these that you see at the bottom of the screen, but a lot of folks are starting to kick things up a little bit, it looks like, and I think that's really great. I think they need to do that. Actually had somebody ask me last week if I actually thought there was going to be a economic crash anytime soon. I said, nope, I don't think there's going to be one. I know there's one. It's happening right now. And we had a pretty in-depth conversation. So, it's just everybody thinks the shit hit the fan situation is going to be immediate, and it might not be. I mean, right now, I've covered it several times, what's going on with our economy. But maybe in a couple of weeks, I'll cover it all together. Instead of hitting it for a minute or two here and a minute or two there, I'll just do a show on the whole thing. But Yeah, it's happening right now. SHTF is happening right now. But a good example of that is this right here, what happened this past week in Texas. You know, those people in those areas right there that you see colored, that was SHTF for them. They had no power. And for a lot of them, it was for days. So, you don't have to wait for an EMP or a nuclear bomb or a meteor strike. It's happening right now. Just be ready for it. It's ridiculous that a lot of folks aren't when we see what's going on, what's happening. But, like I told this guy last week, the economy situation, they're just inching it a little bit at a time. And finally, it's going to get to a breaking point, and I don't think it's going to be too long. But going back to the situation in Texas, I had a couple of friends there. Thank goodness they were ready. I mean, they didn't want to lose their power. A couple of them did, and they were ready. They had heaters, they had food, they had ways to cook, they had their communications. Everything was set. It was just a little discomfort for them, but it wasn't really a big thing like it could have been. And thank goodness for that. But bouncing back to the situation with the economy, they keep telling us a recession's coming, a recession's coming. And some are like this financial buzz here. They're playing the Democratic line, is a recession coming? No, a recession is here. We are in a recession. A depression is coming. You can count on it. It's coming. Let me give you a forewarning here. I meant to do it up front and I forgot. Our internet's acting a little hinky. So if I just vanish or something, that's it. I didn't even know if I was going to be able to get on here tonight. Thank goodness they got it up and running right in time for me to get on here and do this. But if I go away, that's the reason why. But hopefully that won't happen.
Yeah, it's the internet, not an EMP.
Yeah, it's the internet. It's not a balloon shooting a beam down on us, which could have easily happened this past week. Which, like I said, this is going to be a short one, so I'm going to go on and get into it. This Biden balloon fiasco we all went through. It's a joke. And Joe can't do anything. We know that. The Chinese got him codlocked. He's bought and paid for. He can't do anything to them. They tracked that balloon all the way from China across, Alaska, Canada, and the United States, and they did nothing. They tried to say that they didn't want to shoot it down when it was over North America because it might injure somebody. Well, that's the biggest line of crap I think I've ever heard. When it was over Montana, and this is what surprised me, it was kind of stationary over Montana for a long time. Did you guys realize that? And we got several military bases up there, especially Maelstrom. That's a big one. That's top of the line stuff right there. But you could tell by the way that balloon was designed right there in that picture. You see that dark stripe across the bottom there. I have no doubt those were listening sensors. There were so many excuses why they didn't take it down. One of which was, well, they have satellites up there watching us anyway, so what does it matter? Well, what matters is satellites can't listen to you. Not the way that could at that distance. It was listening to everything coming out of those military bases right there in that area. And dumbass Joe, did nothing about it. He tried to say that he told him to shoot it down. Well, when was the last time that a commander-in-chief gave a military order and somebody said no? That just tells you what kind of person we have here. That was just cover for him, trying to say he ordered it, and then they refused to do it. Well, hell, you think that would have happened under the previous administration? No way. No way. Donald Trump would have cleaned house. First thing is, it wouldn't have happened in the first place because China knew he wouldn't play.
Right.
But they have this guy by the short hairs. They got him. They can do whatever they want. And then if he did give that order and it wasn't followed, obviously he's not running the show up there. Who is?
Well, earlier today they ran a promo from Alaska that their governor did last year on come to Alaska, wide open spaces, nothing here to see.
Yeah.
But glaciers. There were so many places there they could have shot it down without hurting any people.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
that was crap.
I've never been to Alaska, but I'm sure there's a lot of open area up
Might have
there.
hit a caribou.
I have been to Montana, do a little fly fishing up there, and I know there are places up there you can drive for hours and see nothing. Nothing at all. They could have easily taken that thing down in Montana, and it wouldn't have been a problem. That's a joke. That's just a straight up lie. I'll be honest with you. That's the way I feel about it, but I could be wrong. Once Craig got here, when Payne Stewart's plane was in trouble, they were going to shoot it down. That's right. They sure were. But thank goodness they didn't. But you're right. They were going to shoot it down. Comfortably Numb says, Alaska is huge. Yes, it is. Like I said, I've never been there. I've seen a lot of documentaries on that state. And I know for a fact there's thousands of miles up there where they could have shot that thing down. And it never would have touched anything but the ground. What we got here? Actually, I'm not planning on watching.
They're talking about the address.
I ain't watching that crap. It's all a lie anyway.
We're talking about making a drinking game where you drink every time.
Have
a bingo game every time he lies.
Every time he lies, you take a drink. Well, shit, you'll be staggering away look like that old drunk that Red Skelton used to play on back in the old days, Ready the Freeloader. What is this here? I like to watch it just to see what crap comes out of his mouth. Well, it's going to be crap, whatever it is. They have absolutely nothing they can point to and say, we did a good job here. It's like that jobs report that came out last week. That's bullshit. 500 and something thousand jobs. No way. The only jobs they have created is more federal departments to watch over you. And of course, they tried to create 87,000 IRS jobs. Thank goodness House of Representatives gutted that right away. For the life of me, I don't know why they call the House of Representatives the lower house. Because nothing is paid for unless they approve it. And that's what this country is all about, the buckies. So if they don't pay for it, it don't happen. It don't matter what the Senate does. It don't matter what the president says. He can sign an executive order saying, do this. House of Representatives can say, nope, we're not paying for it. A lot of people don't know that. This equal branches of government stuff, yeah, they tried to play that. They used to. It used to be right. Not anymore. Now it's all about the money. So the House of Representatives has it all. They have all the power. People don't realize that. Don't let your congressman ever lie to you and say they don't have a choice about stopping something. Yes, they do. All they got to do is vote no. They don't have to pay for it. It's that simple. But let's get back to the fun part here. China fumes after they shot down the balloon. Who gives a shit? I don't care. They should have blown it down before they did. This guy right here, real piece of work. This Tony, but what's his name? Tony Blinken is his name. He's a joke. He's supposed to be some kind of, expert in defense and military and stuff. He's a joke. I think he probably got his degree from, the clown circus over in Tampa. But, hey, I could be wrong. He might be a genius. Just not a genius at that. I know that's a fact. Pauline's with us. All right. Wants to say hello to Cynthia. All right. Thanks for joining us, Pauline. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate y'all being here. But what else we got here? Chinese spy balloon during the Trump administration discovered after he left office. This is good. This is a good one right here. I love the way they tried to play this. It was, we messed up, but he did too. Liberals are like children. They're like little spoiled ass children. When they can't defend the other position, they try to deflect that off to somebody else. But the same person that said this also said they were undetected. Those 3 balloons that supposedly flew over U.S. territory when Donald Trump was in office were undetected. They were undetected. How in the hell do you know they were there? You got me on that one, guys. You know, how stupid do you think people are? A lot of folks might fall for that, but not me. No. If they were undetected, how do you know they were there in the first place? You know, this crap's getting old. You guys know I only vent politically on these live streams. I don't do it on my videos. So I got to let it loose every now and then. And that's what I do on Monday night. I'm just getting sick of being played for a fool by my own administration. But we know what has to happen for that to change. And that's what you got to be ready for. It's got to totally collapse. It will never be corrected. It has to go to zero and be reset. That's the only way it's going to happen. And then we have to rebuild it from there, and we have to make sure the right people are in charge of doing that. Not any of these people that are there now. None of them. None of them. About the only one up there I trust still is Jim Jordan. So we'll see how he works out now that he has a little power. Let's see what he does with it. Yeah, John Kennedy. I like that guy from Senator from Louisiana.
He's awesome.
He calls it like it is. A good one about Jim Jordan I saw earlier. I meant to talk about was he's in charge of the committee looking into the FBI and the DOJ being crooked, and the Democrats are accusing him of picking just certain witnesses to testify. You ever hear the January 6th committee? These people have no morals whatsoever. Do you think the balloon story is a distraction from another? Could be. I mean, have you heard about Joe's documents since all of this popped up? Have you heard about Hunter's laptop since all this popped up? Nope. These people carry you from just one distraction to another. And that very well could be what this is. But the big story here is Joe should have taken it out. If you're the president of the United States, you give an order to the military, they have to do it. Or guess what? Somebody big gets fired. And that didn't happen. But that would just be if I was president, I'm sure.
Lord.
They don't want that to happen. Put me in charge for 1 month. Let me have it for 1 month. I guarantee you we'll get it straight.
Buckle up.
Yeah, just keep prepping. That's right. That's right. Comfortably numb says just keep prepping. You better do it because it's coming. But there's so many ways these things could be corrected. But they're not going to do it because all of them are in on it. They're all making money off of it. And it's ridiculous. It's just getting old, folks. You know, I don't want to keep repeating myself here. Yeah, OP for president. Yeah. The country could do that. It would take about a month. I'd get a lot done in the time it took them to impeach me, though.
I don't have the clothes to pull off First Lady.
I don't have the clothes to pull off first man. So, you know, they want to see some redneck up there in a sweatshirt and a ball cap. Yeah, give me the job. But I ain't going to be playing no games. I'm going to be cleaning house up there. It's that simple.
Oh, boy.
But right here, that's right there. Hit that like button, folks. I'd appreciate it if you would. You know, share this with your friends. If you find a little humor or, you know, a little bit of attitude you like, share it with your friends. I'd appreciate it. Last week's live stream, you will not be able to find it. Let me tell you what happened. This is really kind of funny. I did a video on how everything is being monitored. Everything. Get a notice on in my Gmail that, you know, my video violated this policy, that policy, that policy. But it was still there for a little while. And then I go back and check and it's gone. Couldn't find it anywhere. Plus, all my social media accounts were locked. Couldn't comment anywhere. And it was that way until Friday. That's right. I posted a video on Saturday because I was shut down until Friday.
Yeah.
That's right. But they totally kind of put the kibosh on me because they didn't like what I said. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it again. They are watching everything we do. They're connecting all the dots. And it's not just a matter of algorithms. You know, I don't get a lot of viewers here, but I have no doubt that at least one of those viewers out there is somebody that's monitoring things like this, especially after last week. I have no doubt. You know, it's not a matter of me being paranoid.
Wherever you are, come to the dark side.
Yeah. Yeah.
Invite them over.
That's right. That DOJ guy or whoever it is over there, NSA guy watching, come on over. You know, watch the rest of my videos. You might actually learn something. Right. You know, you're sitting there working for the government, trying to control people. You don't realize what's going to happen. If it does go bad, they're going to sell your ass out. You're a nobody, buddy. You're nobody. You and your family will be starving, just like, you know, millions of other families out there. So you might want to consider, you know, looking at some of the things people like me are telling you. Instead of reporting it and complaining about it, you know, pull your panties up, put your boots on, and do what you got to do for the future. All right, I'm off of that now. What we got here, Craig says, collecting and feeding it to China. You bet your ass they are. China has everything the NSA has. And the NSA has everything you do as far as electronic communications. They have it all. You know, if things keep going the way they are, it's not going to be long until you're not going to be able to see channels like this. So you need to get out there and watch them while you can and share them with others. But that's enough rant on that. It's, you know, we know it's happening. There's nothing we can do about it. They control it all. And it's practically impossible to get off the grid today because they put, you know, chips in your automobiles, your cell phones, you know, your TVs, your computers, everything, where they can monitor those things. So it's practically impossible to get off the grid. Hill Bill's with us. My buddy, all right. All right. I hadn't seen you in a couple of weeks. I'm glad you joined us tonight. That man right there lives the life, folks. He is a true prepper. All right. I'm glad he's with us. But like I said, this one is going to be short. I'm going to cut this one off right here, folks. Wasn't planning on being here this long. I was afraid I was going to lose my signal. I actually still have ice. I'll let you know I ain't been here very long. But I appreciate every one of you being here. Keep prepping, guys. Get that food. You're watching what's going on. I have no doubt. If you weren't watching what was happening, you wouldn't be here listening to me. But keep getting that food. Like my buddies in Texas, you know, get you a way to heat your house, get you a way to prepare your food. Stock that fuel up if you can. Gas prices are probably going to go up about 30 cents between now and June, I'm saying. That's just a prediction, watching what's going on the market. But oil's going to start getting hard to get for the United States if they don't open up some of our leases here in the States. Because Saudi Arabia, you know, and the countries in the Middle East are selling the majority of their oil now to China and India and places where they don't have to have the US dollar anymore to buy oil. So that's also going to add to the collapse of the dollar. It's all just little pieces, guys. You need to stay on top of it, put the pieces together, do your own research. Don't just listen to Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, News Nation, or whatever. Get out there and do your own research, find out what's going on, and put the pieces together. So with that, me and Lady Prepper's going to get out of here tonight. We appreciate you joining us. Hopefully things will get better between now and next week, but I doubt it. So come on back and let's see what's happened. So with that, I'm going to say stay strong, stay patriotic. Pray for the United States of America. I love you all. Thank you for being here. The Orlando Prepper is out.